Hello children. The next thing we are going to prove is to prove that the square root of any prime number is an irrational number. Okay. Now in order to prove that it is an irrational number, we have to understand some concepts. Okay. And what is that concept? I have written it on the board and I am going to explain it thoroughly. If you don't understand this concept, you will not be able to write the proof. The proof can be written in two different ways, but I am going to explain to you as it is explained in the textbook. Okay? Let us try to understand. If an integer x is a prime factor of another integer, then that number x is also the prime factor of its square root. Okay? If an integer x is a prime factor of another integer n, then the number x is also a prime factor of the square root of n. Let us observe. Okay? Let me say that the number is 625. We know that 5 is the factor of 625. If you take the square root of 625, that is 25, you will observe that this prime number, which was the factor of 625, is also the factor of 25. Okay? That means if a number is a factor of some another integer, then the same number is also the factor of its square root. Observe here, 225. 3 is a factor of 225. 5 plus 2, 4, 5 plus 2, 7, 7 plus 2, 9. So, this number is divisible by 9. It is also divisible by 3. So, 3 is a factor of 225, prime factor of 225. Now, calculate the square root. 15. You will observe that 3 is the factor of square root 15 also. That means if the number is a factor of another integer, then that number is also factor of the square root. 5 is also the factor of 225. 5 is a factor of the square root of 225, that is 15. Here also. Let me take 144. If you add, the total is 9. 9 is divisible by 3. Therefore, 3 is the factor of this 144. Take the square root of 144, 12. You will find that 3 is a factor of 12 also. Let us take this number 196. Try to divide it by 7. You will realize that 7 is a factor of 196. Take the square root, 14. 7 is also the factor of 14. What do you understand? If the number is the factor of the integer, then the same number is also the factor of the square root of that number. Okay? We are going to use this information to prove that the square root of a prime number is an irrational number. Okay? Thank you.